Once it loads. Hello, everyone, and welcome to some live Super Cool Radio. I am here at the Melody Inn in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I got a badass guest joining me at this time, making her third appearance here on Super Cool Radio. It's been since October, the last time I saw her. Please welcome the incredible Suzi Moon.
What's up? It's good to be back on Super Cool Radio. Can't believe we've done this 3 times already.
I
I think
know.
for me, that is the most times, probably close to most times I've interviewed with the same person, same company, same thing. Anyway, I've been on tour for a long time, so hi.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have you on the
Thank
podcast.
you for
I
having me.
know, as you said, you've been very busy this year, not only touring, playing punk rock bowling just over like the weekend,
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
you're here in Indiana. Also, you released some new music with Billy Hopeless
Uh
of
huh.
the Black Halos, the split single. So before we get to all that, I was trying to come up with a good question to start this interview. I had
Okay.
so many going through my head, and so I'm going to ask you this question. We'll see what you think. It's going back to a social media post I saw probably a few months ago. Um, who wears a leopard print jacket better, you or Drew?
Oh, that's so funny. Well, we've actually, you can ask anybody in my band. We've all decided that Drew looks best in the jacket. And it's no longer my jacket. It's absolutely Drew's jacket. And I just get to wear it sometimes. So yeah, he's claimed it.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, see, I wasn't sure which one to start with, and I was like, that would be a funny one
That
because
is a funny one.
I,
Yeah, yeah. He
I
puts it on and he does the whole. It's very Lux Interior, just super glam punk. And with his stature, he's very tall. The spiky hair, so just it looks fucking cool. And I put it on, but I just look like any old chick in a leopard print jacket. Drew puts it on, and it's like, wow, this man's commanding the room now.
he did look really good in it, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So buy jacket.
All right. Well, well, I seen you had a few other jackets, so I think you'll,
Oh, I got a lot of
yeah.
jackets. Yeah, it's nothing. I'm gonna cry about. So he can have that one, and I'll wear one of my many others.
All right. Well, it's a little warm today for jackets.
True.
It's like 90 degrees here in Indianapolis, but uh, I saw that and I was like, I want to talk about this.
Yeah, yeah.
But I also last thing that I did see that before we start talking about the new music with Billy Hopeless, so I saw a video. I think it was maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. It was before Punk Rock Bowling. Uh, you slipped and fell on stage, but you didn't miss a note.
Yeah, wow. That was in Jacksonville, Florida, and it was such a cool show too. This was at a skate park, and like I think it's North America's oldest privately owned skate park, and they've been doing shows there forever. So Agent Orange, they had played there before. We didn't know what we were getting into. We show up and the place is just covered in people. Like there are so many freaking people there. The room is super packed in like sardines. So you know that it's going to be a good show because there's already like this energy buzzing through the room, and because it was all ages with the skaters and stuff, like these kids were going off. They were moshing, they were crowd surfing, and like I don't know, you're having a good time, you're matching that energy. And I haven't fallen on stage in like I can't even remember how long. It has been a really fucking long time. I can't remember. But the stage was weird. It was pretty small. It was tucked into a corner, and there was like kind of like this built-in wall between us and the crowd, and there was a little lip, like a stair kind of lip between myself and the mic stand. Then there's the lip, then there's the wall, and all the kids are on the other side of it, right? So I step up on this thing just to get kind of closer to them and kind of lean into like the action, and I didn't time this shit right at all. And so the song is coming back in and I'm supposed to be singing and I'm trying to get back, but it's also like not a very big stage. So I kind of have to like think about, oh shit, how do I get back to point A where I started, And I didn't execute this correctly at all. Like it was just major fail. So I took a serious tumble, like a fucking face plant into the carpet. But I grabbed the mic on my way down, right? So we're like right on the beat, woo, and like back into the song. Thankfully, we have our buddy Tommy doing crew for us. And Tommy, not only did he catch this on film, which is like the best part, because you want these things to be captured so you can all laugh about it later. And we did. We laughed and we laughed and we laughed. Um, but Tommy was right there to like reset my mic stand for me too. So after I got up off the ground, we just finished the song. And of course, all the kids in the crowd were like, "Yeah!" when I fell, because that's what kids do,
Yeah.
right? And then when I started singing and I was back, they were also like, "Yeah, she's back." The whole thing was really fun. And you want things to, like, nobody wants to eat shit, but it's fun when you have a moment that's so different, because when you're on tour and things are very the same every day, it's nice to have those fun little moments you can look back on and be like, that's when shit didn't go as planned, right? So yeah, definitely got my ego in check that night, and I'm thankful for it.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it was like the next day or something, and I was like, I was impressed that you got the mic and you were able to not miss anything.
I didn't even
But
think about it. It just
yeah,
happened, like you don't even think. You just go.
it's definitely a memorable moment on this tour for sure.
Oh yeah, one of many.
So all that stuff from this tour out of the way. So now on to some. I believe in May. I want to say it was early-ish May. I want to
Yeah.
say. You and Billy Hopeless released a split single,
Yes.
"Nothing Left to Lose."
Yes.
So who reached out to who for the split single?
Well, it's really funny, right? Because I've been a fan of Billy since I was a teenager, and I love the Black Halos, and their albums are albums I go back to for reference and inspiration anytime I'm going into the studio. Like, there's just something really raw and powerful that they tapped into that speaks to me. So I've been a fan of his, and I met him many years ago, and we've just been Facebook friends for years and years. And this happens, right? You just become Facebook friends with people. You might have not seen them for 15 years, but you kind of keep tabs on each other's shit, you know? And it's funny because I had written this song, or started writing this song, Love is a Stranger, maybe about 5 years ago. Like, I got the melody in my head, and I knew I wanted to do a duet with somebody, and I was trying to picture who it would be. For a little bit, I was kind of envisioning Zach, the singer from Pears, because he's got a really good scream. So, in your head, you're kind of writing this song, and you're kind of hearing the two things go back and forth. And then I just got really busy, and I never finished writing the song. I just kind of had like this general sort of idea, and it lived in my voice notes thing on my iPhone for fucking 5 years, right? And then I had said something to Drew about doing a duet with Billy Hopeless. Like, I want to do a duet. Like, I think that would be really, really powerful and really cool. And then it's like he heard my thoughts, and Billy reached out to me like a couple weeks later. It wasn't even that long after I'd like literally said this out loud. And he was like, "We should do a duet." And I'm like, "You're weird." I'm like, "That's what I was thinking, but you said it first, right?" Um, and I'd been talking to Monkey from the Addicts too, back and forth for a little while. Where maybe we were gonna duet. It was like, who's this? Who's it? I know this has got to happen, but who's it gonna be with, right? And when Billy asked me, I was like, oh my god, yes! And I have the song. Like, I have my song. And he was like, great, this is so inspiring. I'm gonna write a song right now. He started sending me lyrics to the song he started writing, Communicado. I was like, I love it. This is great. I was sending him stuff about Love is a Stranger, and then the second I could picture Billy in the role as that other vocal, the rest of the lyrics and the rest of the song, like, just fucking it opened the gates. Like, he was absolutely the right person to complete that song for me. Like, it had to be him. And I was just able to envision this whole story come together really, really easily. Like, it just came together perfectly. And then, Drew's all over that track doing the lead guitar and the organ. I can't do that shit. And we went in the studio with Sean, who had done a lot of drums for Suzi Moon. And I mean, we recorded this back in 2021. So this has been ongoing, but because of how long it takes for vinyl to get made, and I had other releases coming up, Billy had his full length album coming out with Black Halos. Like, this is just the timing of the music industry and stuff. Like, shit doesn't usually see the light of day until way after it's been conceived. So I love being in the studio, so I had so much fun recording that with Drew and Sean. But yeah, now it's finally out. And I don't know if people know, but I did all the artwork for it, so the cover artwork and the back artwork and the design of the label. Like, I really like doing Photoshop stuff. And I just thought, well, this is such a cool thing because it's a standalone single. It doesn't exist necessarily in the Suzi Moon brand world. It's adjacent to that, but I could go a little bit darker with the song. I could go a little bit grittier with the album artwork. So that was just a really fun project for me altogether to do. And Billy's voice is like, fucking cherry on top of like a dream come true kind of situation. And the song that he wrote is so much fun. Like, I really loved recording that and making a video for that because it's just the total opposite of what I brought to the table, but they really complement each other.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was gonna say that, you guys compliment each other so well.
Thank
With
you.
that, I got to hear it before release date. It was sent to me, and I was like, this is awesome. Both of them sound
Yeah.
amazing. But yeah, it's got the artwork matches the song very well because a little bit it's different.
Supposed to be a fucking
Yeah.
shitty punk 7 inch you find in a record store, like that's what it's supposed to be. Like, who, I mean, not everybody knows who the fuck we are. So hopefully in 20 years, that thing's floating around in some record store in Ohio and some like teenager finds it or something. And they're like, who the fuck is Susie Moon and Billy Hopeless? Like, that would be great, right? And like, it's just really cool to have like these little things that exist out there in the world. And Billy's vocal is just fucking unreal. So what a treat.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've had the opportunity to interview Billy Hopeless for Super Cool Radio last year. I want to
Cool.
say. It's on YouTube. So however
Go
long ago that
watch it.
was, yeah, check it out.
Get to know him.
It was awesome, and I saw that the split single. I was like, oh yes, this is. I was very
Hell yeah.
excited,
Hell
and
yeah.
turned out you guys, as I said, compliment each other so well. It turned out really great. So you should go check it out. Is what I'm telling you guys.
Highly recommend it. And I'm not biased. I didn't have anything to do. No, go do
Yeah, no bias. No bias by them either.
it.
By the shirt and the hat either.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, we're matching because I'm also wearing my own shirt tonight.
nice.
Yeah.
And well, they also have really cool shirts for sale as well. So if you come down to the Melody Inn, definitely check it out.
Come on down.
Just a few more things before we close out this interview because I know you got to get ready, and I'm looking forward to the show as well. I saw, so obviously you played punk rock bowling,
Yeah.
looked incredible. I saw the photos and videos from it.
Thank you.
How was that experience?
Oh, it was so much fun. It was really just a great day. Punk Rock Bowling puts on such an amazing festival. They put so much care and thought into crafting an amazing weekend for fans. Like, it's a big deal for bands to play it, but I don't. I want. I hope that the fans know that they are the reason why festivals like this exist. It's not for the bands to be fucking rock stars. It's for people who love this music to come together and experience something really special. And I know people save up their money. They take time off of work. They look forward to this all year. Maybe for a couple years it takes them to get to that point where they can go on this vacation, this trip. And the crew, the production behind Punk Rock Bowling puts so much thought and love into putting together like a fucking once in a lifetime sort of event for people. So to contribute to that experience that people get to have, like those memories that people make and they get to go home with, that is the privilege. Like, that is an honor to be a part of that. We get to play all the time. We're very lucky. But not everybody gets to go to a big festival and see all of their favorite bands in one weekend. So to be a part of that is really, really, really cool. And it was hot as shit outside and very dusty. And the second I opened my mouth on stage, I was like, dust. Like, it was actually like a little shocking. I was like, oh, this is going to be a different experience singing for sure. And, like, there was just no spit or anything in my mouth. I had nothing to work with. But we powered through. And I really think it's very hard for, I'd say, smaller bands like our size bands, up until you're on a level like Interrupters or Rancid or Bad Religion or something. It's very hard for a festival set to be, the greatest show you've ever played. Typically, you're playing while the sun is out, when it's hot. For a lot of bands, they haven't been on stages this big, so it's scary for them. We've been lucky to do a lot of festivals, so we've got the experience of being on a festival stage. But it's not the kind of thing where like you should go into it being like, this is a career defining concert for me. Like, I don't think you should look at it like that. I think you should look at it as like a learning experience when you're a smaller band, and really pay attention to what the stagehands are doing, what the crew are doing. taking time to like meet as many fans and other bands as possible and just like use that because um y- you're probably not going to have the best show of your life, but it's going to be important for learning things, and I had an amazing time. But then you get into clubs where it's small, it's packed, it's crammed, or whatever, and the lighting is perfect, the air conditioner's on, all the little things are like kind of set in place for you to have, like a perfect show. But festivals are supposed to be kind of imperfect and dirty and raw and wild, and we just had an amazing show. And I'm so thankful to all these people that showed up, standing there fucking with the sun blasting at them. Like I'm under the thing, right? But these people are like looking at me and the sun is, blaring on them, and it's like that's a lot of commitment. And so like to show appreciation and try to give them the best show possible while also knowing there's dust in my mouth, so it's like, you just do the best you can and you have a nice time. But like, I wouldn't put something like that up on a pedestal and say like, that's the show that like defined me. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, for sure. Very well said with everything. And a couple of points, it is very fan driven. Punk rock bowling, definitely very fan driven with everything. And yes, it is a very big learning experience for a lot of different bands, who are performing there. And you just get it. Festivals very wild. Like I'm not a performer, but I do coverage for it, and you have to expect things not to go right
Oh yeah,
all the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I'm lucky when stuff does go right.
Oh
And
shit, we were line checking to go on. Like we're on the festival stage, right? It's like set time and already the festival's running a few minutes behind, for whatever reasons these things happen. And the power goes out. The power goes out completely for like I want to say maybe like 2 minutes, and everyone's running around trying to figure out like the generators and all this stuff, and it's like you can't plan for shit like that. Sometimes the fucking the power is just literally going to go down in the entire festival and you can't do anything about it. So it's like you just really got to be flexible.
you got to
And
roll
like
with it.
yeah, just not like I said, put it on a pedestal. Just have the best time you possibly can with the and they do an incredible job. Like they've got amazing stagehands, they've got amazing crew. The sound was fucking spectacular. The sound was so much better than like I would say 90% of the clubs that we play that have like in-house sound people. They hire the best people to do these jobs and to fix things when shit goes wrong like in an instant, like that is a really big job to make punk rock bowling go smoothly, and they totally did. They accomplished that.
Very very professional,
Yeah.
and I'm glad for the most part everything went really well for you. I do got one more thing I want to talk about, and then we
Okay.
wrapping this up because I know
Wrap
again
it up.
you're gonna be very busy tonight, as am I. Last thing, so also in Las Vegas is the Punk Rock Museum,
Yeah,
and you have some footwear.
I do.
Is it still there?
I have
Okay,
a couple things.
okay.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be a part? Have your items a part of Punk Rock Museum?
It's humbling. Like it's totally fucking humbling. I have a pair of my sparkly boots in there, my microphone and microphone stand, an outfit that I wore at the Punk in the Park festival, a set list, and a handful of photos in there. So that is extremely fucking surreal, because I love punk rock so much and have been working in punk rock for close to 20 years. I've pretty much dedicated my life to punk rock. So to be acknowledged and recognized among my peers in something as fucking cool as the Punk Museum, again, something that takes so much love, so much care, so much work from the people who just really truly live and breathe this thing, it's absolutely amazing. And we got to go into the punk rock museum on our way out of Vegas and go see that stuff in person, and I definitely had a cry. So it means a lot to me and I'm super thankful. It's unreal.
Oh yeah, it definitely sounds like I'm very very happy like that you're a part of all those punk legends they have in that museum, and you are a part of that.
Just a small little thread in a really big blankie.
Very well said. All right. Real quick, my friend concerts that made us podcast, Brian said Suzi Moon rocks.
Hi, thank you.
I wanted to get that in real quick, but we're gonna be wrapping this up. Suzi Moon takes the stage later today. I don't know exactly
Yeah,
what
we're at
time.
Melody Inn in Indianapolis, so come on down. The first band is starting
Yep,
now, so you still
Ramathorn
have
currently up.
time. Yeah.
So make sure to come out and support all the great bands in the Melody Inn. Suzi Moon, always a great time hanging
Thanks for
out with
having
you.
me. Yes,
For,
always a blast.
for Suzi Moon, I'm your host always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching live Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.
Up, up.